Yeah, how about that level of precision? Man, if it wasn't for the wheels falling off my equipment, you'd really think I'd be getting the hang of this farming thing. All right. Oh, it's always best if you start your haymaking adventures with a 7.3 cold start. The hay rake, as you can see, is kind of boxed in, so we got to move this thing. This is a project truck that mechanic Steve and I are working on, and I've never actually started this thing. Nice. Almost 400,000 miles and some engine problems, and it fires right up. Come on. Oh, this thing needs some mechanic Steve time. Come on. Trusty hitch bolt is in place. We're almost ready to go. Dudes, check it out. I'm topping off this gearbox and I look down here. Our pin / bolt is completely gone. Oh, that could have been a disaster. Oh, got my finger. Oh, here we go. It's gonna be one of those days. So this is why we go over equipment before we use it. Not only does the equipment hopefully last longer and not break down quite as much if there's actually grease and stuff and oil and gearboxes and whatnot, it's really nice to be able to catch issues like this before this yoke works its way loose and then this whole bottom half of the drive shaft separates, you know, either in traffic or I lose it, you know, in the ditch on the side of the road or whatever and have to spend an hour looking for it. It's really gratifying to be able to catch things like that before they happen. However, I will say I'm a little concerned with the sheer quantity of teeth this rake is missing. So I will say this is actually a pretty cool system. You got your rake tooth, and then there's all the hardware here, which is a bolt, lock washer, nut, and a little flange deal. You can see how this goes. We got the rake tooth and a little keeper. We just kind of work it through here a little bit. There, just like that. You got to tighten this down. Yeah, how about that level of precision? You know, it sounds really redneck, but I think we're just gonna run it because I'm looking at this. I don't think it's gonna come off. It's held in by that roll pin there. I don't see any adjustment. I mean, it's not like a trailer tire or something where there's that big castle nut we could just tighten up on the bearings or whatever. I'm actually not even sure this thing has bearings. It might just be a bushing type setup. That is concerning, but if you look at these tires, this has actually been going on for a little while. I feel like it's pretty new. I mean, that's the kind of thing I usually notice pretty early on. I mean, I made it 30 seconds up the road before I realized it was happening now. But like I said, I don't see any way we can actually adjust that. And I got hay down right now, so I think I'm just gonna have to run it and hope for the best. So instead of doing what I usually do and opening up the gate, then coming in and then engaging the ground drive on the mower, I decided I'd streamline things a little bit here today and engage the mower as I open the gate. Man, if it wasn't for the wheels falling off my equipment, you'd really think I'd be getting the hang of this farming thing. Yeah, I think maybe I'll set it down a teeny tiny bit more. Yeah, that's doing it. Well, that's actually raking quite a bit cleaner now that it actually has like, I don't know, 10, 15 more teeth than it did last time. We made it! lived so far. The day is a little under half over for this little old hay rake. However, now I will say this stuff raked up pretty well. It's pretty thin, but I mean, unfortunately it is what it is. Like I said, it's been fertilized, which is good. It has not been rained on, which is bad, but looks like some pretty clean stuff. Oh man, I don't know if I'm more anxious about seeing if that baler works after we worked on it, or if this thing loses a wheel through the rest of today.
In a quarter mile, turn.
Huh. I don't know what that is, but I would really prefer if it was not happening, especially when I have hay down that I need to bale tomorrow. Well, according to the internet, for a tractor that is very similar to this one, like 2 models up from it size-wise, Error 22 is a main gear shift switch trouble. Tough little rake. So I don't claim to be a hay raking expert or whatever, and especially smaller fields like this time-lapse one here, they can throw me for a little bit of a loop sometimes, but I figured out a technique which overall I really like. That is, I go 2-3 laps around the outside of the field, roll all that into one windrow, and that gives me headlands where I can run all the way down and have space to turn the tractor and the rake around without trampling any hay and then run all the way up. You know, I wondered if at one point if the hay rake was on fire, like if we cooked a bearing or something, and I realized no, it's just a cloud of dust coming out of all this hay that's down. Hopefully it rolls up all right tomorrow. Gonna have to see how the baler does.